This is still Prime Morning. My name is Samuella Addo-Yobo. You can also call me the Golden Girl. And it's time for Women in Business. This is the segment that we bring women who are doing very, very well when it comes to entrepreneurship. I mean, women who have decided that, you know what, we'll take the bulls by the horns in the entrepreneurship industry or business ownership industry and hit it, go for it, face whatever we'll face, and still make sure that we put our businesses out there, employ people. A lot of them have the target of wanting to employ people just to reduce the rate with which there is unemployment in the country. I don't know the story of our guest today, but this particular video is going to do justice to that. But then before that, did you know that the adult population here in Ghana, about 37.9% are into entrepreneurship? Is that good enough? Well, Samuella Addo-Yobo is here with me this morning. She is the CEO and co-founder of WeShopAfrica.com. It's an e-commerce platform that brings together African businesses to showcase what they've got. And she's here to tell us her story. Not just that, she's here to tell us every single thing that you need to know about WeShopAfrica.com. Good morning, Samuella.
Hi, good morning, Esidua.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing very, very well. I always get highly inspired when I see women who are into business because a part of me is into business as well. Okay, so yes, nice. Some years ago, I started doing business and hey, it ain't easy.
At all.
At all. It's really not easy. It's really not easy. And sometimes you hear people say, oh, start very small, bit by bit, you will get there and all of that. But when you do not get the right motivation, the right resources and everything, when you start, before you realize you've given up. I don't know if that has been your story, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am Samuella, as you know. I'm an alumni of University of Mines and Technology. I read petroleum engineering, and then I went on to further at GIMPA, further in public administration. Afterwards, even before doing the master's, I was trying for a job, and I never got one. I tried.
How long?
About 2 years, I wasn't getting any job. I did my master's, I was still not getting any job. So at a point, not that I even needed jobs that could pay me, I just wanted to do something. Yeah,
because you didn't like being home.
Idle, yes. I hadn't had the experience of being idle before, so I always wanted to get myself in doing something. But after I did more than 500 applications.
You're kidding.
No.
In a space of 2 years, more than 500 applications?
Yes, I was constantly applying each and every time. And it got to a point that, one company called me for interview and all. And I thought I was at the last stage of the interview. I thought, wow.
Oh yeah, it will go through.
Yes. Then one of the panelists was like, looking at the way you are sitting and you are quiet, I don't think when you're doing this is like a men's area. It's an engineering an oil OMC, so it's like male-dominated area. So he's like, I'm going to be in charge of a lot of men. Do you think you can do this? Because you look so calm. And I don't think he used the word when you're doing to mean that I'm not like.
You may not be tough enough to control the men.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's a male-dominated space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And from my background from engineering, you know, engineering is a male-dominated area. Way back in UMaT, we were just 8 girls in the class. And
how many boys?
30. Yeah.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
So, okay. These 500 applications that you made, were they all geared towards you getting a job pertaining to the course that you studied, engineering?
No.
Okay, so no, which other companies were you?
Oh, somewhere...
Or fields?
No, some were different sectors. Some were even secretarial jobs. Oh. I just wanted to work.
Yeah.
At a point, I remember, I even went offshore during my national service. And it's also a male-dominated offshore on the FPO, so Kwame Nkrumah, you could have, like, at the time I was there were almost 120 on board. And then we're just 2 females. And then all the rest are males.
Really. Before you went into studying petroleum engineering, what was one of the things that made you come to that conclusion? Because this is a highly male-dominated field.
Okay, so naturally I like male-dominated fields.
Oh, I see. Is it that you love the challenge? You want to be challenged?
Yes.
You want to show something, you want to prove something? What really is it?
I don't really want to prove a point, but I feel like you could get to the apex of something, like you could push further into doing something that's not too popular. I don't like going with a crowd. I want to do something.
You can stand out.
Not necessarily standing out, but I just I just always want to do something different. Yeah, out of the norm. Yeah.
Has that worked?
Yes, most of the time it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what areas?
Engineering, e-commerce now. Yeah. And now in the tech field, you know, it's mostly male-dominated, especially in this side of the world, in Africa.
Yeah.
You barely come across females who are tech-savvy.
Yeah.
Even on WhatsApp, some struggle browsing the internet and all that. It's a struggle when it comes to women. Yeah.
Before we come to the actual thing that you're here for, which is weshopafrica.com, being a female and working in these male-dominated areas, how has that really been? Has it been a struggle? Have these men been, the men that you've had the opportunity to work with, have they been supportive to you? What had to be some of the things you had to go through?
Okay, so some have been very supportive, others too, I don't want to use chauvinist, but some behave like male chauvinist, and it's like, even when there's something happening, there's something we have to do, they'll just push you on the side. For instance, when I was doing my service, sometimes, most of the time, they'll be like, "Koto wachi, bra," like, go and buy wachi, because I was the only female in the department. I mean, for the engineering department, I was the only female. And then most of the time, it's like "Koto wachi." And then they will be doing like the real work. And
you know, that's not what you were there for.
No, we all trained for the same work.
Yeah.
So that's like sort of a challenge. You always have to be pushing yourself extra harder to get there. Yeah, some have been very supportive. When I went offshore way back, some were supportive. Some took me around, teaching me everything. Some took me even to the turret. The turret is like a mast, a tall mast where you climb and you go up. Some took me all the way there to teach me stuffs over there. Some took me to the ROV room where they taught me how to control the robots, the ROV machinery over there under the seabed and all, and it was fun. Yeah, so some have been
the names you're mentioning, me, I'm lost. So,
no.
So well, you're all on your own on this one, but then let's come to weshopafrica.com. How did it start?
Yeah, so after I wasn't getting a job, after I wasn't getting jobs all over the place, I started doing my own. After the man told me that you are not like woman enough.
Yeah. When in your ding.
Yes, when in your ding. When I came home in the night, I sat and I thought through very well. I was like, maybe I'm not meant to be employed by people. Maybe I'm meant to do something by myself. So I boycotted that idea, and then that's when I started doing business. I started selling shirts, African-made shirts. I liaised with one local tailor. He was making nice shirts. I was taking them around shops, workplaces and all. I met one guy, he was so interested in the shirts and all. He was like, "Oh, bring it to my workplace, people will buy it." I said, "Okay, I will." Then he went on further to say, "Oh, but when you come, you should be flexible. You know, my friends, they can even touch your bottles, they can, excuse me to say, they can." I'm like, "Oh, to buy a shirt? No, I'm not doing this." So I realized that...
Wait, he wanted you to be okay?
Yes.
So you had to be flirty to get these men to buy your shirt?
Exactly.
That's what he was trying to tell you?
Yes.
What sort of advice is Anyways.
Yeah, so I found it very offensive. I'm like, no, I have to find another way of selling these things. Yeah, so later on I went into importation.
Before you went into importation, these shirts you were selling, were you making money?
Yes, people were buying.
Okay.
People were buying it, yeah. So that was when I went into importation. I started importing stuff from China, US, UK, selling all over the place. Friends do tell me, Samuella, you sell everything.
Yeah.
One day, I'm sure you sell human beings. I'm like, no, I sell everything legal. So, yes, I started importing stuffs from China and all that, selling stuffs from China, US, and all. Then...
Which year was this?
This was around 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20-ish, around those times, yeah. Okay. So one time, I just looked at my dashboard and all that. I was like, this is only me importing stuff from China and all that. What about the other thousands and millions of Africans and Ghanaians importing stuff? We are just making these people rich. So how about we making the things ourselves and then selling it amongst each other rather than importing it? So that was how come We Shop Africa was birthed. I thought of I Shop Africa. And then it's like, no, it has to be about everybody. So it is when you make your business everybody's business, that's when it becomes a business. Right. So that was how come we came about We Shop Africa. Fortunately, I met...
So wait, okay. Slow down a little bit for me. I want to consume it or breathe it in, exhale it, inhale it very, very well. Okay. So you started off by importing. You were importing goods from outside of the country. So would you say that you were spending so much as to importing, and also the selling of these goods was quite tiresome and too hectic for you, and so it's part of the things that contributed to you wanting to do something internal?
Okay, so I realized that what I was importing from the US, UK was cleaning supplies. Okay. At a point, especially when COVID came, I was like, these are things that we can do by ourselves. Oh. So why can't we do this here? And we have to, sometimes by the time they come, some have broken and all, some are even missing and all. So I was like, why can't we do these things over here? And when I was doing the shirts too, I realized that some people maybe they want shirts in maybe tamale or something. And it's difficult for you to even see the things. If you want a particular thing, it's even difficult for you to find who is selling that thing.
I get it.
To even go and buy. Yeah, so putting all those things, bits and pieces together, that's when We Shop Africa came about.
Now let's come to really the hands-on work to get the e-commerce running. How did it start? Who did you have to see? What did you have to do?
Okay, so I was saying something. Fortunately, I met somebody who was also interested. That's my partner. He was also interested in business and the tech space and all that. So yes, we took our time, went through everything, and then we started developing bits and pieces of it, putting everything together. It started in a book, actually. Yeah. Right. So we wrote everything we wanted to roll out, like how we wanted it to look like in future and all everything started from our minds and then in a book. Then we now rolled out, and then we developed a website for We Shop Africa for selling things online, things that are made in Africa, so that we can be able to trade within ourselves in Ghana and then in Africa.
So it's all African-made, Ghanaian-made products that are showcased on there, or it is open for other African countries as well?
It is open for other African countries. Once you are producing something in Africa, and even if you are in Ghana and whatever you are selling is coming from, let's say, South Africa, you can sell. But if you are not within Africa, you cannot sell on our platform because we are trying to empower ourselves.
That's true.
Yeah.
Before the e-commerce, the website started running, what were some of the challenges that you had to face? Putting everything down on paper, planning everything, and getting it onto the website?
Getting developers to understand you. Oh. To understand exactly like how they can bring whatever you are imagining or whatever you are thinking into reality. It was quite difficult. So we had to, even at a point, we had to get our hands busy and then learn new skills, learn front end, back end, learn coding, learn digital market.
You had to learn all these?
Not me, like me and my partners, we all had to learn. Everybody is learning something, a bit of something, so that at the end of the day,
you can move together.
Because it was quite difficult getting somebody, like people in Ghana, to do exactly how you want it to work.
Wait, when you say people in Ghana, so does that mean that, the expertise may be there, but then, like you said...
To match the expectation.
To match what exactly you're expecting, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That was what was not there.
Yeah.
And so you and your team had to learn a little bit of something to put everything together and generate this amazing website, weshopafrica.com. Now, after I started running, the first few weeks I started running, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we launched, it's been barely 2 years now, and then we launched, and then we were thinking, okay, once we launch, so initially, after we launched, we realized that, okay, it's difficult for us getting vendors. So we took a strategy, which is going for exhibitions. We went for a first exhibition, we had vendors. We realized that, okay, after the exhibition, we had people signing on. But the product they are showing you doesn't have good photography. Like, so we realized that the photography is not meeting the kind of standard we want for our website. So we came back.
What was this really that you were looking for? Samuella, because you have some peculiar taste and preference. Tell us about it.
So when you go on weshopafrica.com, you realize that all the first pictures are white background.
Okay.
And when you zoom into the picture, you're able to see...
My phone is here, so let's do it together.
Okay.
Yes. Weshopafrica.com, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you keep on talking?
Yeah, so you are able to see the product very well, possibly even see the writings on it, see everything, and then you're able to get good product description to know exactly what you are buying, so that you can get... It doesn't come like what I ordered versus what I got. Yeah.
Which is so heartbreaking, by the way. Yes, okay. So I see that, the white background that you're talking about. Okay, this is it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if the camera can spot exactly what Samuella is describing. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's it. Ooh. We've got very interesting African products being displayed on here, by the way. Okay, so yeah. Tell us some more challenges, because definitely it wouldn't be this smooth.
Yes, and then another challenge we had was delivery. We still do, because of last mile delivery, like the delivery timings and all those things. Yes, so that's like a big challenge. And then another challenge that we still do have, and we are still trying to, it's okay, from the delivery, even delivering things within Africa is difficult. So to say, it's easier to deliver something from here to even Australia than from Ghana to Nigeria.
So what I'm thinking about right now is, it's not like it is your products that are being displayed on this website.
No.
It is products from different business owners.
Okay.
And your platform brings all of them together.
Exactly.
So if, for instance, I open the website and I'm interested, I see Zomi palm oil, 4.5 liter, and I'm interested in that, I hit it. Okay. Oh, the price is very interesting. The prices are interesting, by the way. So it takes you to this part where it gives you information as to the number of quantity that you would want. And so let's say it's 1, the quantity is 1 that I want. And so add to cart, right?
Yeah.
Okay, add to cart.
Then go to your cart.
Let me hit it again. So
it's added to the cart.
Okay, it's added to the cart.
Yeah,
okay.
So go to your cart.
All right, so I have to go to the cart. The sign is up there. So let me hit it. Okay. So I have the Zomi palm oil on here. So I have it here. It says Asasepa Naturals oil, Zomi palm oil. So I put 2 of that in the cart. So it's here. It says the total is 300 cedis. The delivery address. Okay, so I have to hit the plus sign to put the delivery address and every other detail on there. Okay. Now, when I'm done and then I place the order, you're talking about the delivery. So does that mean that a message, whoever's product this is, will receive a message, an email that somebody wants to buy this product? And so they have to make arrangements for delivery to this. How does it work?
Okay, so that's what sets us apart. That's what distinguishes us from all the other ones.
Okay.
So on We Shop Africa, when you place an order, it goes to the vendor, it goes to our office as well.
Okay.
And then the vendor makes the package ready. You can even click on there's a button like buy as a gift. So however you want it, you can, so meaning if you want to buy it and give it to someone as a gift, you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes to the vendor packages it, and then our dedicated team, delivery team, a dispatch rider, a truck, depending on the quantities, picks it up and then delivers it to the customer. Yeah.
Okay.
So the vendor doesn't have to be concerned about or worry about, okay, I have to do fulfillment, like take it to a fulfillment center for it to be picked up and then delivered to the customer. It's mainly, we do mainly from vendor or from factory to customer. So it's like factory price to customer.
And you do that, you take charge or you handle that aspect?
Yes.
All of it. So all the vendor has to do is to just get the product ready for it to be delivered.
Yeah.
Now, you were speaking about challenges of delivery. Elaborate on that.
Yeah, so that's a challenge generally in Ghana and in Africa, that like delivery is of much concern because we are still building. Yeah. Ghana is like China way back, like some 20 years ago. So
I know, right? Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah. So we are still trying to figure out delivery in Ghana. It's a big challenge and it's a big sector that even somebody could take it on. Once it's a problem, it means there's money there. Yeah. So the challenge with delivery is even the addresses are sometimes wrong.
Oh, the addresses that consumers put on there?
Both consumers or it could be wrong, or even the map may not be able to take you directly to. Our delivery uses map. It's an app, so it might not even take you to the actual location.
You know, the delivery using the Google map, I'm excited about that part because a lot of delivery guys are terrible with that. You ask them, do you use a smartphone? Sometimes they are using a smartphone because all I have to do is to just send you my location and you stop bugging me every 5 to 10 minutes, calling me, Madam Medru ho, no. But then if you have Google Map, it will just take you straight there. And if you are correct about your location, that's it. So it's a good thing that, you know, your delivery goes according to that, uses Google Map, and it makes it very easy for both parties. Now, internationally, when you have a product on there from outside of the country, how does the delivery process go like?
Okay, so we have partners. We are partnered with DHL.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and we are partnered too with AppShape. And yeah, so they do our delivery. We also partnered with Ghana Post, sort of. We are still working on it. They are still working on it anyway. Okay. So yeah, so they do the international deliveries for us. Yeah.
Would you say that when you ventured into this, because a petroleum engineer, my goodness, what are you doing, you know, doing e-commerce something, but would you say that venturing into this has really helped you or fulfilled you in any way?
Yes, so naturally I somebody who loves I love business. So even if I had landed an engineering job or like a petroleum...
you would have still had a business on the side.
I kept telling my colleagues, a friend of mine kept telling her, even if after school I get a job that pays me 50,000, I'll still sell.
My goodness.
Yeah, like I grew in selling.
Okay.
So it's my mom traded, so I grew up selling. I used to sell way back like class 4. I used to do business when it was face to face.
You are now telling me the actual story. So your mom was into trading.
Yes.
And that's where the love erupted.
Yes. I was actually doing that card, that telecom card that they used to slot in the card. I was renting the units. One unit was 500 cedis. Oh yeah, it's money and strength, all things.
Yeah.
So you have to.
So you started a long time ago.
Yeah.
Very long time ago. Anyways, okay, so looking at this, doing everything, all that you've done so far, what would you say it's something that throughout your journey, you look back on and you tell yourself that you would never, in no way, if you had to see this thing lying right in front of you, you bypass it no matter what?
Giving things to people on credit.
Oh. Never
again. It's like the number one killer of businesses in Ghana. Yeah, doing that.
How was it affecting you?
Some people or some Ghanaians, when they buy stuff or when they buy your stuff, it's difficult for you to get your money, but especially when they've used the thing. It becomes another chore, like another job, chasing them for your own money. You have to explain why you must get your money back.
I get it.
And to me, it's stressful. You are like wasting my downtime. This is like a downtime. You are wasting my working time. You are making it like a downtime for me.
Yeah. So were you able to get all your monies that people were owing you?
Not always.
My goodness.
Yeah. So
you really run at losses then?
Yes. So sometimes, not We Shop Africa though, but
yeah, not We Shop Africa.
So with We Shop Africa, we don't even do how do you call it? We don't do like when we deliver, then you pay.
Oh, payments on delivery.
Payments on delivery. We don't do payments on delivery.
Right.
Because sometimes, based on the business we've done previously and all, sometimes the item could get to the customer. The customer will look at it, unwrap it, unbox it, spoil the box.
And say, this is not what I ordered for.
No, that's not what I ordered for. So I'm not paying. Or the customer will even take the item and then, or tell this, oh, give it to the security man and then I'll send the money later and that'll be it. So I feel like in Ghana, we've not gotten there yet.
Yeah.
That's where we are. That's where we are. We've not understood that we have to pay online fully.
Yeah.
Like, you have to justify why the person must pay online.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel...
You see, we have trust issues.
Yes, exactly.
And a lot of us have been scammed. Because of, no payments on delivery. You pay before you get your product.
Yeah.
But this is a trusted platform, ladies and gentlemen. WeShopAfrica.com. The CEO and co-founder is seated with us this morning. So when you get on that platform, anything at all that you're looking forward to buying, don't worry. Hey, we'll get your products, okay? Samuella, thank you so much for your time. Give your final submission, contact details, anything that you want to put out there.
Okay, so we encourage everybody to shop on We Shop Africa. When you shop on We Shop Africa, you are empowering the local entrepreneurs. You're not just empowering one business, you're empowering everybody. We have more than 200, 250 vendors, so you're empowering all these people.
That's true.
So, and the other countries are now becoming a bit selfish, like they are thinking about themselves. So we also have to think about ourselves and how to make Africa grow, how to stay within Africa.
Yes.
So
a typical example is Donald Trump. He's being quite selfish with America right now, so yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
I have said it for you. Okay.
Yeah, so we have to think of how we can also build our own selves. And then there's a typical example of the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Now we are not really getting the chicken that we could have had to eat.
That's true.
Yes, but if we're producing it by ourselves, we would have had a lot of things in place, pricing and all that. Yeah. And I would also encourage every Ghanaian woman or entrepreneur to keep up with it. It's not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. But one thing I've known is that consistency and time justifies everything. Even if you're doing it and it's not working, give it time and it will work. And you always have to stay on top of your game. That's one thing that makes businesses stay over 20, 50 generations. That's what creates generational businesses. When you are always thinking one step ahead, you're always becoming relevant in your space. That's when you keep up, you keep staying in that space, and then you are always needed in the space.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Great advice right there from Samuella Addo-Yobo, the surname Yobo.
Addo-Yobo.
Addo-Yobo. Okay, so that was Samuella, ladies and gentlemen. She is the CEO and co-founder of WeShopAfrica.com. I did say this earlier. If you're looking for that great platform where you can shop all your products, you saw Zomi on there, you saw handbags, what is it, body creams, what is it that you're looking for? WeShopAfrica.com is perfect for you. So go on there, get into the website and shop. You need not worry, pay, they will deliver, prepare to you, all right? Samuella, thank you once again for your time this morning.
Thank you.
It was lovely having you, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
This is where we end Women in Business right here on Prime Morning and today's edition of Prime Morning.